The Scottish Highlands, 1745. A brutal, freezing rain lashes against the dark, rocky moors. You are soaked to the bone, trembling uncontrollably. Hypothermia is creeping in, shutting down your extremities. In this unforgiving environment, shelter is not enough. You need heat. You need fire, but the friction match will not be invented for another 80 years. There are no waterproof lighters, no butane torches. The wood is damp, the wind is howling, and your hands are numb. Trying to start a friction fire with wet sticks is a physical impossibility. To fail here does not mean a cold night, it means you will be dead before sunrise. Yet, the frontiersmen and soldiers of the 18th century survived. They carried a secret weapon in a small brass box, a piece of survival chemistry that bordered on magic. A material engineered to catch the faintest, microscopic spark and transform it into a blazing, unextinguishable ember. Welcome to Heritage Core. Today, we uncover the lost 18th century art of char cloth and reveal how this forgotten hack can save your life in a grid-down crisis. To understand why this is the ultimate survival tool, we must look at the fatal flaw of modern fire starting. We rely entirely on tools that produce an open flame. Matches turn into useless, soggy mush the moment they get wet. Cheap plastic lighters shatter, freeze, or simply run out of fuel. When the open flame is gone, modern man is plunged into darkness. But our ancestors didn't rely on flames. They relied on sparks. Using a piece of high-carbon steel and a sharp piece of flint rock, they could shave off microscopic, burning shards of metal. These sparks burn at an astonishing 800 degrees Celsius. But a spark only lasts for a fraction of a second. If it lands on wet grass or damp wood, it dies instantly. To capture that fleeting moment of heat, they needed a specialized catcher. They needed a material with an ignition point so incredibly low that even the briefest kiss of a spark would set it alight. That material is char cloth. Char cloth is not just burnt fabric. It is a scientific process. It is created through a chemical reaction called pyrolysis. Pyrolysis is the thermal decomposition of materials at elevated temperatures in an entirely oxygen-free environment. If you throw a piece of cotton into a campfire, it combines with oxygen. It bursts into flames, burns completely, and turns into useless white ash. But if you bake that same cotton inside a sealed, airtight container, the heat cooks the material without allowing it to combust. All the moisture, impurities, and volatile gases are driven out. What remains is a pure, highly porous carbon skeleton. It looks like a fragile, pitch-black piece of fabric. But its chemical structure has been fundamentally altered. Its ignition temperature has been drastically lowered. When a spark from flint and steel strikes this black cloth, it doesn't just rest on the surface. It is absorbed into the carbon matrix. The cloth instantly catches the spark and begins to glow a vibrant orange. It does not produce a flame, it produces an intense, slow-burning ember. And here is the greatest survival advantage of char cloth. Once that ember takes hold, wind cannot blow it out. In fact, the harder the wind blows, the hotter and brighter the ember burns. You then place this glowing cloth inside a bird's nest of dry grass. You blow steadily into the bundle, feeding it oxygen. Within seconds, the heat transfers, and the nest erupts into a life-saving flame. This was the contents of the 18th century tinderbox. Every soldier, pioneer, and sailor carried one as a matter of absolute necessity. But you don't need a blacksmith to make one today. You can recreate this historical miracle in your own backyard. You need an empty metal container, like a breath mint tin. Puncture a single, tiny hole in the top using a nail. This hole is crucial. It allows the escaping gases to vent out. Take old, 100% natural cotton cloth, like an old t-shirt or denim. Cut it into small squares and pack them loosely into the tin. Close the lid tight and toss the entire tin directly into a roaring fire. Soon, you will see a jet of white smoke shooting out of the tiny hole. Those are the impurities and moisture violently boiling away. Sometimes, the smoke itself will catch fire like a mini blowtorch. Leave it in the flames until the smoke completely stops. Then, carefully pull the tin out and let it cool completely. Do not open it while it's hot, or the sudden rush of oxygen will turn it to ash. When it is cool, open the lid. You will find perfectly charred, black cloth. You have just engineered your own survival insurance. But do not rush into the wilderness just yet. If you intend to rely on this in a life or death situation, you must avoid 3 fatal, modern mistakes. Mistake number 1, the synthetic death trap. Our ancestors wore natural fibers, wool, linen, and pure cotton. Today, our clothes are heavily blended with polyester, nylon, and elastane. These are forms of plastic. If you put synthetic fabrics into your char tin, they will not undergo pyrolysis. They will simply melt. You will be left with a toxic, hard puddle of black plastic that cannot catch a spark. You must verify the material is 100% natural, untreated cotton or linen. Mistake number 2, the oxygen leak. The entire science relies on a starved, oxygen-free environment. If your metal tin is damaged, warped, or doesn't close tightly, oxygen will seep in during the baking process. The cloth will ignite inside the tin and turn into fine grey ash. Ensure your tin has a snug fit and only one tiny vent hole. Mistake number 3, the wrong spark. Char cloth is designed to catch the coolest, briefest sparks, but you still need the right metal to generate that spark. Many modern survivalists try to strike a flint rock against a stainless steel knife. Stainless steel is too soft and contains chromium. It will not spark properly. You must use high-carbon steel, like an old file or a specialized striker. Fast forward to the modern world. We take the flick of a lighter or the turning of a thermostat for granted. We are entirely insulated from the raw, terrifying power of the elements. But what happens when the infrastructure we trust completely fails? During a prolonged winter blackout, the temperature inside a modern home will drop to freezing within 48 hours. When the matches are wet and the gas stations are closed, the ability to summon fire from a cold rock is the ultimate superpower. Your expensive, modern survival gear is incredibly fragile. It is designed for convenience, not for true, enduring catastrophe. But a prepper armed with historical knowledge cannot be disarmed. You don't need a factory to stay warm. You just need a rag and a tin. You can forge your own tinder, strike your own sparks, and bring light and heat into the darkest of nights. By mastering the tools of the 18th century, we reclaim the independence that our modern society has bred out of us. This is the core mission of Heritage Core. Our ancestors didn't survive the freezing frontiers by complaining. They survived by outsmarting their environment. They understood the chemistry of nature because their lives depended on it. We have traded that rugged, essential knowledge for delicate convenience. So, the next time you turn the dial on your modern stove and watch the blue flame instantly appear, take a moment to appreciate the sheer luxury of instant energy. But never forget that this luxury is deeply fragile. And if that invisible gas line ever runs dry, remember the frontiersmen and look to the old ways. Because the old ways are the only ways that have passed the test of time. Now, I turn the question over to you. If the power grid completely failed in the dead of winter and you had no matches or lighters left in your house, what is the absolute hardest part about building a fire from scratch? Is it finding dry wood, getting a spark, or keeping the flame alive? Share your thoughts and survival strategies in the comments below. This channel is entirely dedicated to reviving the lost survival skills of history. We look backward into the grittiest chapters of the human experience so that you can walk confidently forward into an uncertain future. If you want to arm yourself with more forgotten, life-saving knowledge, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. Never outsource your survival entirely to a fragile system. Join the ranks of those who are prepared for anything. We are Heritage Core. Stay vigilant, stay prepared, and always respect the rugged resilience of the past. I will see you in the next chapter. Until then, keep your skills sharp and your tinder dry. Thank you for watching. If you found this 18th century fire hack fascinating, you absolutely need to watch the video appearing on your screen right now. In it, we reveal the miraculous World War I trench medical hack. How medics saved millions from gangrene without any modern antibiotics. It uses a simple, natural weed found in swamps, and it outperforms cotton. It is an absolutely essential first aid hack for any grid-down scenario. Click the thumbnail to master another piece of historical survival. And if you want to support the channel and suggest future historical topics, leave a like and drop a comment below. Every interaction helps us spread this vital knowledge further. Remember, history isn't just about dates and battles. It is a catalogue of human endurance. It is a manual for surviving the worst conditions imaginable. The pioneers of the 1700s didn't have a choice in their suffering, but we have a choice in how we prepare for ours. Take the lessons of the past, apply them to the threats of the future, and become undeniably resilient. This has been Heritage Core. Signing off. Stay safe out there. And never stop learning. Because the knowledge you ignore today might be the exact knowledge you need tomorrow. The wilderness is always waiting. Nature respects those who know how to master it. Are you prepared? Find your flint. Build your tins. Protect your fire. History is watching. Make sure you are ready for its next test. Goodbye. See you on the next video. Keep exploring. Keep surviving. Heritage Core out.